And Kim, what was she was giving out the web address
Yes.
to someone, I think to Heather, and she kept saying, what was the word?
Backslash?
Backslash instead of backsplash.
Backsplash.
Backsplash instead of backsplash. It was so
HTTPS
cute. It was adorable.
Backsplash.
And we're like, backsplash? There's a kitchen in that? It was adorable. I loved it.
So we've got YouTube started up. So hi everybody. Hope you guys are having a great night. Oh, we didn't open the
Happy
blinds
Sunday.
tonight.
I'm gonna open the blinds.
Yes, because you know it makes better light in here. We were watching TV. When we're watching TV, the lights
We
are
can't
shining.
see the
We can't see the TV. So right now we want the lights. We want it to be bright. So if any of you are following us on YouTube or on Facebook, I posted the link to Zoom in Facebook already. It's been pinned, and YouTube I will be sharing it shortly. So stay tuned for that. And tonight's word of the week is points.
Or making a point.
It kind of goes to the topics of this week. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Even though we were on vacation, we still had a plan in mind. We weren't really gone all week. You guys still saw us musing and sending some posts here and there about going back to basics. Restarting September is a new January. That was on purpose because we had to make sure that we were staying on track this week. And so it was kind of we struggled in September.
Oh yeah, we definitely struggled in September, and this weekend is a proof of it. Because as much as we wanted to be gung ho, we overindulged again, and we know now we have to get serious. This is not. This is no longer. This was our last hurrah. We told ourselves we need to now say this is no longer a joke. The summer is over
now.
We've always said our summer is our time where we, find balance with exercise and eating. Well, now we're seeing that, guess what? The eating is getting to the point where it's taking over.
Yeah.
And we're still exercising, but
we don't want it to get out
we
of
don't
hand.
want it to get out of hand. So now we're taking reins again, and we're going to be back to the basics. We're going to be starting to look at our points again, and we're going to be calculating
a lot of the
everything
stuff
again.
we talked on those videos from January are things that we're going to be reconcentrating on. We're not waiting till January 1st to try right now. Why do we have to wait January 1st? Try something every month.
Well, we say this, every day's a Monday, so why are we not looking that every month is a new January in a sense, right? That whole concept restarts.
Yeah.
And I think we need to keep that mentality because that's what keeps us going on this journey. Yeah. That's really what makes us want to keep doing it.
Yeah. So we wanted first, you guys. So we're gonna do mail again. We always want to do mail first now because we thought this is a great way to everybody coming in as you guys are joining us shortly. Oh, and while you're doing the mail, I will share the link for Zoom.
So we got this beautiful card from Linda, and she made us these beautiful, amazing masks. Look at how cute these are. And they're crocheted masks. They're absolutely gorgeous. And she made two of them. There's the rainbow one.
And she made one like this.
Yep. And they're machine washable.
There's even a filter in
them.
them?
There's a filter. They're absolutely adorable.
We have like a mask collection now, which I don't mind because you have one for different occasions.
Well, not only that, we're washing them all the time. So eventually they're going to get to the point where they're going to start losing color and they're going to get frayed and things like that. So.
And he likes being fashionable, so.
I like having multiple masks. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a bling bling mask one day.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we also got a beautiful card as well, a fantastic card, and it was extreme. I love how she wrote all over.
It's from Joan McLean.
Yes, from Joan McLean. So
she ran out of space, so I won't show you what she wrote because it's a beautiful letter. But she started here, then she went here, then she ran out of space, and she went here. She even wrote it again. I need a big.
She goes, maybe I should have looked at getting a bigger card. But she goes, I love the card itself because it couldn't have said anything better. And it says, the biggest thank you ever. You know you're amazing, right? So we greatly appreciate the fact that you guys think we're amazing. Because we think you guys are absolutely all amazing. So, any celebrations? What are you guys celebrating this week? Like, what's been going on with all of you? Please share that in the chat. We'd love to hear what you guys have been going through, Yeah.
So if anybody has any celebrations, please share it on your Facebook chat, YouTube chat, anything so that we can actually see what you guys are doing.
Yes, Paula.
Wow, that's amazing.
Wow, Charlotte Heather shed 4.8.
Wow, that's amazing.
She's been doing her bike under the desk. That's amazing. I love that you got that. I think that was a huge thing for you. That is fantastic, Heather. Like, I'm so glad right now that I love when people find something different, find something new, and it works for them. That's fantastic. But if you don't try it either, you just don't know.
Wow, Janet hit 102.
Janet, 102 pounds gone.
Sandy,
cats are fighting.
Sandy said that it was her friend Lisa's birthday yesterday, so happy birthday to Lisa.
Yeah, I can only imagine what everyone's going through right now with the kids going back to school and how you guys are all feeling. That must be quite an interesting time for all of you. Like, neither of us have children, so like we don't have kids.
I'll be right back.
And we can't 100% relate to that whole idea. I can understand how nervous you are because we're just nervous going out. So making sure, like, having your children be in a public setting has got to be very, very, very heart-wrenching and difficult to do. But, you know, I think we have to just trust the system somewhat and hope for the best and be as precautious as we possibly can. Yeah. And I know everybody's situation is different, so we want everybody to know we don't judge anyone for the decisions they need to make. You need to do what's best for your family. Yeah. As long as you're being smart, and I hope everyone's wearing masks when they go out and do things like that, because I think we need to all support each other in that way. Yeah. We wear masks all the time. Yeah. Which, you know, it was great to see a lot of people. I don't think did we see anyone not wearing a mask this week? Like this weekend when we were in Sudbury, it was fantastic. We saw masks all over the place. So it's so funny how that little representation really changes the way you feel when you walk into a place.
Makes you feel a bit safer, I find.
For me, at least. For me.
So for our weigh-ins this week, I weighed in at 174.8. I was up 1.5 pounds, which, like I said in the video we released this morning, I was expecting it. I'm not really worried about it. We ate a bit extra this weekend, and I'm okay with it. Like last week I had lost like 3 point something, and I gained 1 point something this week. It's just that's what maintenance is for me. It's those fluctuations. I have events happening, and that makes me go up a bit. But then for the next few weeks, I don't have events, so then I start working back down, and then another event. So it's always still in a downward trend.
We have given ourselves permission this summer. We honestly did. Maybe it wasn't. We should have maybe vocalized it because I don't think we did, but permission to do what we needed to do when visiting our family and doing this. But we knew that this summer was a very unique situation. We knew that we weren't going to be going anywhere. We weren't going to be camping like we normally do. We weren't going to any cottages like we normally go to with friends. So we needed to make our summer enjoyable still. And I know it sounds funny because we did. We enjoyed every moment of it. We felt we still had control because we were still able to live our 80-20 balance. I think being very good during the week, indulging in the weekends. But what we said, we're starting over. It's now January. It's January. It's January again.
So, you said your weight, Brian?
I did. I'm at 182.3. I'm up 3.3 this week.
Yeah, and like we said, it happens. We'll just, we're gonna keep figuring
back
out.
Back to tracking, and I think it's going to be honest tracking again, and it's going to be 7 days a week.
And we did good for 2 weeks. So
no, I'm not even gonna guess what? I'm starting right now. I'm going to say I am going to start tracking again. Tonight. I'm going to start tracking tonight. I'm going to track my points.
I'm not.
I'm going to start. I'm going to try to track my points tonight.
I'm being honest.
Yeah,
I'm not.
You're not. I'm going to try to start. I keep always saying, I'm going to do it tomorrow. No, I'm going to do it tonight. I'm already not sure what my points are today.
But not tonight.
I'm going to just put my points in for the rest of the night. So that way I said I'm going to do it tonight. I'm putting my points in for the rest of the night.
We have nothing left to eat in this place.
There isn't much
It's mostly vegetables and fruits. If I'm eating tonight, it's most likely 0 point stuff. So unless he makes pancakes, which we've already kind of thought about. So
I might.
He might. So we'll see. Okay, so recap for the week. So we were off this week. We took some time off. We actually did not visit any. We didn't visit any workshops this week. It was weird.
It was very strange.
It was so strange.
Like we'd be done work and we're like, what do we do?
Like we went for a walk. We didn't know what to do. We're like.
And we were actually, it was kind of cool to be able to sit down and just watch TV and
relax.
Not that we ever felt stressed with the workshops, but it was always something else to do after work, or making sure that we had dinner.
If you have a workshop at 7, you have to when's dinner have to fit in? Yeah. And when does this have to fit in? And so it's just this week, just not having to worry about that was kind of nice.
It was kind of nice. It was great.
And you guys will know our schedule will be released later today. Just released in the group earlier this afternoon. We have a lot of days off still this week. We're not fully booking every day again. You're going to see some weekends we're going to be off. It's just the fall. We're we have life is happening again, so we gotta make sure to keep track. We have friends we're going to see again, so it'll be
exactly.
Yeah.
One day at a time is how we're doing things
Yeah.
right now. So we went to Sudbury on Thursday, which was fun. We actually left Thursday night. Weird weather as we were driving to Sudbury. So all of a sudden we takes us some back roads, which is great. We bypass a lot of the traffic, and all of a sudden torrential downpour. Like we could not even see the road anymore. There was no vision whatsoever.
Filmed a video
I filmed a video. I have it. I should put it on the page. I forgot to do that, so I'll post it. It was crazy. So I'm like, Nick, are you okay?
I had to basically stop when I was driving.
He was driving extremely slow.
Yeah.
So then, as we're driving, we noticed there's not many detours you can take to get to Sudbury. It's like one highway,
and that's it.
and that's it.
If it gets closed, you're screwed.
You have to wait till it gets unclosed for you to keep going in that sense. So all of a sudden it says take Woods Road, and we're like, this is weird. What's going on?
So we
take the exit, thank goodness, and it brings us past right up to where the issue was happening, and the road.
Basically, the highway was gone.
There was no highway. There was a
Highway
hole.
69 was a hole.
There was a hole on half of the highway.
They were detouring the traffic on the shoulder, the one shoulder that was left on the highway, because the entire left of the highway was gone. So we bypassed about 20 minutes of people and then turned right in, and then we were stuck there for about 20 minutes. And as we were driving by the other side, oh my god,
crazy.
It's about 15 kilometers of back-to-back cars, and I was like, those poor people.
And then what's worse is just a little bit before that, there's a bridge that they're under construction, and they actually only have one way on this bridge. So there's a light that. It was a mess. It was an absolute mess.
Yeah.
So it took us a little longer to get to Sudbury on Thursday, but it was great. We got to Nick's mom's house, and
we went for a hike on Friday. You guys saw some pictures of that. We posted that on Instagram and in our group. We did some groceries. We put up my mom's Christmas lights for her because winter's coming and it's cold in Sudbury, Ontario.
Well, and it's funny, she had little jobs for us every time we came up this summer, but it was hot in Sudbury for the summer, and so certain things we were like,
October,
we're not doing this in like August or in July where it's like beating hot and we can barely even breathe outside. So it was perfect weather to do that.
Yep.
And her lights look great.
Yep.
I will say, I will give myself kudos.
So that night we had some, it's a recipe called Mexican rice. Yeah. So it's basically rice cooked in tomato juice. We're actually thinking of making a recipe with quinoa. So my mom gave us an idea for that. Then Saturday we woke up, we worked out, so we went to pick up our fondue meat because we had a fondue on, and we filmed it. My mom is actually going to be in a video. It's a recipe from my childhood that actually works on WW.
It's actually a cool WW
and so
meal.
we're going to actually share that in a few weeks. And we also did a video with my mom about our new video coming out this week. We're going to talk about it in a bit. And then we came back.
And then we drove home today, and we had Thai for dinner.
Thai food.
Thai food
Delicious.
for dinner. Yep. We did. We were like, you know what? Let's do it. We're in this moment right now, and we did it. That's why I said it's going to be hard, but I'm tracking tonight after this. I can't believe I said that. Why did I just?
I don't know why you said that.
You know what? Because I felt like I needed to do it. I think I felt like I needed to do it because I've been avoiding it for the last little while. So I'm thinking it's going to put me back into that mentality. And then tomorrow.
We're going to
lunch with some friends, we're doing some social distancing. We were hoping it was going to be warm enough because they have a pool. I don't think we're going to be swimming because I hear there's 80% chance of rain.
I had to turn up the AC today, like the temperature,
we had to turn it off
because I was so cold.
Yeah, it's actually chilly, so you can actually feel the fall in the air. Yeah, fall is coming. You can feel that crispness in the air, which is always a struggle for us, so we're trying to not make it as hard for us this year.
Trying to be more positive.
Yep, trying to be positive about the fall.
Okay, so today's word of the week is points. So it's kind of funny, like when we decided to take the week off, every time we take the week off, I'm always trying to think of how can I still make a theme that week. And when we started to think about September, it is kind of a restart. Like we were talking about earlier, school starts, things tend to end in the summer, and then September brings on a different change for everyone. The season change, the colors change, and so it felt like this week was about going back to that whole change mindset where this journey is about changes. And sometimes when you've made so many changes, you lose track of all of them.
You do.
And so you need to go back to basics to see what was those original changes you made. Because sometimes you start feeling complacent.
You get complacent into the change because we think we know it. We already automatically think we know it.
So Jean-Luc and I have a story for you. This is story time. So back in the day, Jean-Luc and Nick, for almost a year and a half of our journey, for the first year and a half, We used to buy Black Diamond cheese string, mozzarella, only that flavor and only that kind because it was 1 point. We calculated, we were 100% sure. We did recipes with it. It's a 1 point. And then we put the points back, the nutritional factor back in, and it said 2. And so see, it was a year and a half where we thought that that was 1, it was actually 2. So if we did it, think about how many things we assume on the points that you put in. Every single thing you're eating, that you assume it's a certain amount of point. So that's one thing right there about being back to basics. It's about revisiting even things you've been using for years and just double checking.
Yeah.
How hard is it going to be for you today to say, you know what, oh, this pita I've been having for a year, I'll put the information back in. Oh, it's still the same points. Great. Okay, then you can go in for a few months with that. It's just checking back.
Yeah, I think it's just it's almost like dotting your T, dotting your I's and crossing your T's, making sure you're doing things like, again, making things become micro habits again, checking your points. Well, But
the story has a continuation.
I was going to say, the funny part about it is we were also eating our 4 cups of popcorn as 4 points instead of 3 points. So we kind of balanced each other out.
Balanced out. The point we were missing at the cheese string.
As long as we were having cheese string and popcorn on the same day, we were balanced out.
And it usually always falls that way. We always have cheese string and popcorn usually when we have.
But it's one of those things too, is also not only depending on that scanner to calculate your points all the time. I think a lot of us really depend on that scanner, and we have to realize those scanners sometimes is some other member that maybe entered the numbers into the calculator and then saved it, and then now you're using somebody else's scan, but maybe they put the numbers in incorrectly. It's happened to us a few times.
Yeah, and so what we always tell people, and what we always do, is we always scan something first, because the scanner is always your best bet, especially if you're in a rush. Like when you're in a rush, you don't have time to put things in. At least the scanner gives you a rough idea of what that actual food item is. So you can use that as a guesstimate for those moments. But if you know you're going to the grocery store and you have the time to pick up the food and actually check it, I would check it there and then, because then you know first and foremost this new thing you're trying to buy. If and one of the ways you check is you can actually even check the information that's written in the when you scan it, because then when you scan it, actually shows you some of the details.
Yeah, it actually shows you the details.
It'll show you like the serving size that's being used for that specific entry. So use those tools to try to make sure that what you're looking at is the actual pointage, because that's something that we every time we go back to basics, that's one of the first things we try to do right away.
And again, Diane from Florida here, she said in a private message, but I think she was meaning to tell everybody, was the fact that, you know, when you are doing your points in your kitchen and you are getting certain foods, weigh instead of taking the actual serving size or the amount. If it says 13 chips for 2 points or 20 grams for 2 points, get the 20 grams, because you'll probably end up getting 16 chips out of the deal instead of just the 13 that the serving size says.
It's all about the bang for your buck.
You know,
we say it all the time. When we see cookies, if that box says I can have 1 cookie for 5 points, but that box says I can have 5 cookies for 5 points, I will go for the 5 cookies for 5 points. I want more quantity. That's just me. Like, that's just me.
Someone on YouTube asked about the brown sugar Splenda. It is not 0 points. No, it is not 0 points. Brown sugar Splenda for half a cup is 23 points, if I'm not mistaken. But thinking of how much you're putting in certain things, we a lot of times only put in half a tablespoon of it, depending, or a tablespoon of it. And I want to say for that, it's 0 points at that point, or 1 point. So thinking of that part, if you're dividing it into a recipe and making 20 cookies out of it, and you're using a tablespoon of something, that has 1 point, but you're dividing it into 20 cookies, that 1 cookie is not going to equal, there's not going to be enough sugar or brown sugar Splenda in that 1 cookie to equal 1 point.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's when you're starting to look at how many cookies am I having to equal that 1 point.
So if anybody in chat and in Zoom wants to chat, please again raise your hands.
We love that part.
And if anybody sees somebody waving like this at us in chat,
please let us know.
Send us in chat.
Yeah, just say someone's waving.
Yeah, so let us know, because we can't see everyone. So one other thing I wanted to touch on with points is another topic is how we use our points.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, it's funny because a lot of people think that the point system is like like we always say to the WWE police, you have to follow it exactly. It has to be done. We'll be honest, we've done some wheeling and dealing with our points sometimes. Like if it's like 11:40 the night before and my points are almost done, I just say I had breakfast the next day. I have done that. But that means the next day I readjust. I eat 0 point foods more that day because my points are more so gone. So we've played that game of we borrow points for the next day by putting something there, but then we course correct. We don't do it often, but we have done that.
We have done that.
We have done that. And I'm not recommending it for everyone. We're just saying that there's different things you can do with your points, but you have to plan out, you have to know what you are as yourself, who you are as a person. If that works for you, that's something you can adjust by just saying, the next day, and I know a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
A lot of us will.
Well, there's a lot of people doing a lot of different things at the same time as doing WW. There's people that are doing intermittent fasting. There's people that are doing a C260.
Keto.
You know? People are doing keto with WW at the same time.
Or vegan.
I don't know how that works. I'll be honest with you. I have a hard enough time just tracking with WW. My tracking with WW is hard enough that I don't think I can add anything else to that.
Guys, we say we are the worst trackers. If we had to track something else, then we'd be like, what?
We are terrible trackers. And I think that's one thing. If we could work on the tracking part, we would actually be able to maintain maybe longer. I don't know. I think we could. I possibly think we could. But we are still happy with where we've come.
Exactly.
And what we've been able to achieve. Because guess what?
Because he's looking at me right now. He's like, are you going to change your tracking
habits? He's not going to. I know he won't do it. He won't change.
I won't change.
That's okay. I'll do it on my own, and I'm going to post it on top of that now. In our group.
Okay.
Tonight. I'm not posting all week. I will post what I eat tonight. I keep digging myself a bigger hole. But I'm doing it because I want to be accountable for it.
You're making me laugh.
So, we have some people in chat now. Christina wants to chat.
Okay, so let's ask. Hi, Christina.
Can you hear us, Christina?
Can you hear me?
I can. Yes, we can. How are you?
Oh.
We've heard you've had quite some crazy times. I'll let you talk about it if you want to. I don't want to tell anybody anything. But
no, I think pretty much everyone in here knows.
So Christina's unfortunately thought her daughter, if I'm not mistaken, you thought it was chickenpox originally, correct?
Yeah.
So she went into the hospital thinking her daughter had chickenpox. Well, come to find out, it's a staph infection. It's not chickenpox. So Christina is in the hospital with her daughter right now, if I'm not mistaken, and her daughter's on IV, apparently doing much better than she was, but was in quite some pain.
Yes, and her arm is fairly swollen and red.
I saw it earlier.
It's hot.
It's so funny, when you posted that earlier, Christina, I'm sorry, it was so weird. I saw your name and I know who you are, but I wasn't associating you, and I saw your daughter, and then all of a sudden when you came into the Zoom room and your daughter was there and you showed the arm, I was like, oh my God, it's Christina, like, wow, like, it's crazy. I hope she's doing better, and we're wishing her the best for sure, and you too, because it's stressful.
When I said, hi, Jean-Luc and Nick, when you first came in, she's like, oh, I want to see them.
That's adorable.
They're sending you hearts, honey. Emily? Jean-Luc and Nick are sending you hearts. You want to come say hi? No, she's in bed now.
That's okay. No worries. She needs her rest. So what do you want to tell us about points? What do you want to talk to us about points? Oh, there she is.
Say hi.
Hope you feel better soon, okay, sweetie?
Hope you feel better soon.
Feel better.
Oh.
Okay. What do I want to talk? Okay, hold on. After I finish talking, what do I want to talk about? Points. Biggest thing that I can reiterate is the weighing. Take avocado for example, and I did put it in the chat. When it says half an avocado is so many points, I don't even know how many points it is.
Right.
Half an avocado, I have no idea what kind of avocados they have, but they're more like a quarter of, or like a whole avocado, the weight is a lot different.
Completely. Yeah, like you end up getting, especially when it comes to certain things like that, where you're looking at your avocado, if you're trying to measure an avocado and looking at what's a quarter of an avocado, well, what size of avocado do you actually have? that makes a huge difference because of a quarter of a small avocado and a quarter of a big avocado is going to make a difference there, right?
Because like, imagine if I said you can have like a slice of pizza, but you know what size?
What size? Yeah,
extra large.
One slice. So I take a pizza, I cut it in half, and
that's
there's
two
my
slices.
Slice. 2 slices.
Right?
Right? I don't
We
think that'll work.
can lie our way out of anything.
Anything.
We can justify anything. I'm having a piece of cake. Yes, cake. I'm having a piece, right?
So it's
avocado is not 0 points. For
no,
sure.
but although if you're overeating avocado, at least you're overeating something that is good for you and it's a healthy fat. So I would recommend, you know what? I would be more. You're better off eating that and maybe not realizing how many points it is than eating something else and putting all the points in that sense, right?
Yeah,
you know what I
exactly.
mean? Because at least the avocado is healthier for you.
Yes.
As she plays nurse for her daughter at the same time.
Thanks so much,
Thanks, Christina.
So next we have Jetta Phillips. And yes, everyone, I'm running everyone's names down. So I do see Sandra D, Devin, and Janet. I'm just going through, and Brenda. And just, we are trying to make sure that everybody gets a chance so that like every week we're going to try to pick different people. So it will actually come back to you guys. So
we have your name and Janet too.
We have your name
and Sandra, yeah.
So let's have Jetta next. Hi, Jetta.
Hey guys.
Hi, how are ya?
What kind of food scale do you guys use?
We have the WW one.
Yeah,
we actually have a WW food scale. We got it from them, and you know what? We really like it. I like the fact that it's programmable, so you can actually pre-program certain things. It's easy to use. And I don't pre-program a lot of the stuff because I weigh the same things over and over again, and I use the same bowl. So I like the fact that it's just easy. Press button, press 0 out my bowl, and then boom, I weigh whatever I want to weigh into it. So.
Because I didn't even think, because I know when you scan stuff, it comes up with certain points, and I know that has been inaccurate. Like some of the stuff that's in there is completely inaccurate, and I never really truly thought, because I was like, I'll just scoop something out with a measuring cup or do that, but I never thought to weigh it. So now I know.
Weigh it is.
Especially when you're doing stuff like chips and
we
crackers.
Never did it before, and then someone said, yeah, why aren't you weighing stuff? And we're like, well, we have a scale. Why aren't we weighing stuff? And then we started weighing it, and I did it the one time where I counted his and I weighed mine, and I was like, I like my bowl. My bowl is great. His bowl is a little less than mine. So, and it's so funny what how our brains work, and we see a little bit more and we feel like, yeah, I'm getting a bonus, but really it's what you're not allowed to have, but it's a healthy portion to have. I think that's another thing we need to look at with these portions, right? These are recommended portion sizes, but if you're hungry, you know what? There's nothing stopping you from having 2 portions of it. Or if you're not as hungry, splitting it in half and having a half a portion.
Yeah, we do that a lot.
I think it's really funny that we don't think that we can split and have a half of a portion of something. We need to have the entire full portion. And then guess what? You can split your points too.
One of our trace guys, and a lot of times we say, oh, we don't track, we don't do this, but a lot of the stuff that we use when we do track, we still use when we actually aren't tracking. Like serving sizes for us are golden.
Yep.
When we eat anything, we always look, what's the serving size?
Serving
and
size?
we grab the serving size to make sure that even if we're not tracking, we're still following the serving sizes.
Yeah.
And that's one of the tricks we use when we're not like.
But that's almost like, I guess it's become a habit, a micro habit of ours, where even when we're not tracking, every time we go serve ourselves some type of a food, it's a serving size. It's not just an eyeball, or we don't go grab the bag of chips and sit on the couch with the bag of chips anymore. We're always putting them in our bowls and having our snack bowls, even though we might be having 2 of the snack bowls instead of just 1, or 4 of the snack bowls instead of just 1.
But we still split it though.
But it's that idea is when we know where we're going back and when we're going back hardcore, I'm going to say it, because sometimes we decide, you know what, we need to nip this in the butt, and we start following, you know, when we're at a 90-10 maybe instead of an 80-20, because there are times when we do decide to bucker down a little bit and say, we need to make sure that we're not getting back into the old habits again.
And you know what's funny is that's what we did for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
For the 2 weeks we were home and we were actually stayed home and we actually really tracked everything for 2 weeks and we saw we did well.
We did extremely well.
And so we know that we're still doing the right things when we're doing things fully 100%.
Mhm.
But we have to live our life. I can't go to my mom and say, sorry mom, you know, I might not get this meal all the time. I might get it once a year, but I'm not gonna eat it today because, you know, I'm on WW.
Yeah.
See you later. You know, like it doesn't work that way. Sometimes you have to enjoy life, and that's why when we do those moments, we get back to basics. We just prove to ourselves, okay, we can come back again. We know we can do this. And those other moments now, we don't use them to say, oh, we're horrible. I can't believe we can't do this forever. No, we are doing this.
Yeah.
We're doing the things that we can every single day. We just can't always be 100% on, and that's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're fine with that.
Yeah.
So life, so that's, you know, you have to, and the must-have, like when you go to your mom's house, you're like, I'm gonna have this. I'm at mom.
Yeah.
But I don't have it every day. You're
Exactly.
supposed-
Well, we ended up the Spanish rice that she made on the Friday we ate each a portion of it, and whatever we had left, we ate as lunch on Saturday. So it wasn't as if we were overeating anything when it came to that stuff. It's just we sit down and snack a little bit differently.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's not our dinners, it's the snacking that becomes more of a problem because you know what? We're chit-chatting, we're talking, but we've changed that because back in the day it would have been sitting down at home at 6 o'clock right after dinner and snacking and eating. And now instead it was by 9:30 because we went and did a 45 to an hour walk after dinner, which we never would have done before. So always taking those things into consideration.
Yeah.
Thanks
Well,
again.
thanks.
No problem. So who's next, honey?
So next we have, I had a person we haven't spoken to, Colleen.
Colleen.
So I'll have Colleen next. Hi, Colleen.
How are you?
Thanks, Jetta.
I don't see Colleen on my screen yet.
Colleen is coming up.
I'm here.
We're trying to find
We're trying to
find you on
our screen. There you are. Okay.
I've been staying in my points for the last couple of weeks because I'm the one that fell and sprained my ankle.
Oh
So
no.
what I did was I chipped a bone in my ankle.
That's
So I've been staying in so I've been trying to keep in with my points because I'm not doing as much activities.
excellent.
Yeah.
That's a
As I
smart
was.
move.
Yeah. And the first week that I had the boot on, I lost. And then I went to the studio and got myself laid in with the boot on, and it bounced out even.
But then you see, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, and this week I gained because I bought those little Sun Maiden raisins with our 7 points on the program.
Wow. 7 points for raisins. I
we
knew
don't
I
like-
didn't like
and we
them
don't
for a
like them.
reason.
Those little ones, pale ones, yeah.
Wow.
I didn't like raisins for a
I
reason.
forgot to scan them on the scale
Wait.
at the grocery store.
But I think, Colleen,
They would have stayed there.
honestly, I think it's one of those things, though. If it's something that you enjoy and you want to use your points for
For it,
them,
then-
don't ever say, I will never have them again. Have them differently.
Yeah.
You don't need to go buy the boxes.
Yeah.
You can go to the bulk barn and buy a smaller portion of it, so that way you have that treat. And you know, when I want those raisins, I'm gonna make sure I know I'm gonna weigh it out, and I'm gonna find out how many, what 5 grams of raisins is, and just have that one treat. So never say never.
Create a rule like we have, where we have a rule where we can't go back to the same snack more than once in an evening.
In the evening.
So that's our rule is usually that we go get except for cheese and for you chocolate, right? That's yours.
No, chocolate. Yeah, chocolate.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Cheese-
Because I do the WW.
I'm allowed to
bars.
have more than one cheese string per night because that's my kryptonite. But we tend to, that's one of our rules because again it's to control those, because that we were one of those people who can go back and eat multiple packages of things, and so that became rule. What we started doing is having more variety of snacks, so we still get to have a few snacks, but eventually you run out of snacks because you've done all of them, right? You've done the rotation, so then it's like, oh, I'm out
I
now.
can't have any
Can't have
snacks
anything
anymore.
else. I've already had one of everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Thanks again, Colleen. Hope you
Hope you
get
feel
better
better
soon
soon.
and you can get back up. But take the time to heal.
yes, don't force it because
Again,
you can
I
hurt
think
yourself even more.
a lot of
I was told I could walk on it by the doctor, so
Excellent.
hopefully I want to get back to work.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I can imagine. It's probably not easy at all. So take some rest and hope you feel better soon.
Thanks, Colleen.
Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
So next we have Roberta. I think it's the first time. Hi, Roberta.
Hi there, how are you guys?
I'm good. How are you, Roberta?
Good, good. You know, what I do is I like to cook.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure I'd like to cook after all those 7 weeks of cooking every single meal for months, but I still like to cook. So I really try out a lot of recipes. I mean, I found a recipe, it's a little, you know, I try to balance my points. You know, if I want to keep my points for something special for dinner, then I'll go low at lunch and breakfast, and I have low breakfast, you know, meals. But, you know, I found a recipe for pancakes, for oatmeal banana pancakes. I posted it. It's a website called The Wholesome Fork.
Oh, cool. Okay.
It's totally 100% natural because you can use organic oatmeal, 1 egg and 1 banana. You put the oatmeal through the blender so it's like flour, and then you add the egg and the banana, you mash it in. And that's, it depends what, you know, which color you're on. But
Right.
I think in, you know, I'm on green, so the egg is 2, and I think the oatmeal is 4, so it's 6.
Yeah, and on
And then-
green, on purple it'd be 0, and on blue it'd be 4.
Yeah, so what I do also is I found these really good sausages that are also organic, and they're 1 point each.
Oh,
That's
wow.
awesome.
That's awesome.
Really tasty. So when I make the pancakes, I make one of the sausages with it, so it's another point.
Yeah.
And then I defrost some frozen blueberries, so I get like a little bit of a syrupy sauce, and I put a dollop of yogurt and then the blueberries.
Oh, that's awesome. That sounds
And
delicious.
it's my husband loves it too. He's not on Weight Watchers. He's a civilian.
He's a civilian. I love it.
That's hilarious.
Those civilians, eh? Who understands those civilians, anyways?
It's almost like he's a muggle.
Yeah.
He's a muggle.
We'll create a name. Oh, we need to create a word. We need to create a word.
I tell him that we have a mixed marriage. You know what? He can go to the refrigerator and take out a container of yogurt, a container of ice cream, and have a portion and put it back. And that ice cream never talks to him again. Me, the ice cream is saying,
Eat
"No, I'm
me."
here, I'm lonely, come and get me.
Just another spoonful. Just another
Yeah, you know,
spoonful.
And if he gains like 3 pounds, he's like right on it, and he's very fussy about it. I mean, he makes me bagels. He makes me the Weight Watcher bagels. So they're only 4 points. You know, you talk about a bagel. I don't know if you've ever seen a New York bagel. It's like they are gigantic.
Yeah.
They are delicious. I mean, they're fabulous.
Mhm.
And so he makes me the 4-point bagel. So he's a decent person.
But you know what, Roberta? Something that you're talking about is exactly something that we embrace. And I think a lot of people need to. Roberta kind of hit on a nail right there, what she said right there. She found ways to still find decadent desserts and treats that she loves, but in a lower point version for those moments where she wants to have that treat. Doesn't mean that she'll never go to a restaurant, have a brunch where she'll have real pancakes. Right, Roberta? You'll still, if you're having an event, you're somewhere, and as the event is, that's where you're at, you will still indulge at some points because and that's the point of this. That's what we're trying to say. And I think a lot of people don't understand that concept. They think, I'm on WW, I will never eat anything decadent again. Or there's nothing for me to have that'll be enjoyable. We have a cat who really wants attention. They're seeing butts on the screen. They're seeing cat butt on Zoom.
Stop looking at his
I know, he's so cute.
right
But
now.
that's the thing we learned this time. That was one of the key lessons we learned on the 6th time joining WW. It's that we don't have to get rid of everything we love. We just
I
have
have chocolate. You know what? I have chocolate almost. I mean, regular chocolate.
Yep.
Trader Joe's makes a chocolate bar that a third of it is 3 points.
Wow,
And
that's
someone said
awesome.
to me, how do you only have a third of it? I said, it's not that good, but it's good enough that it's chocolatey. And I also started using cacao powder, organic cacao powder with monk fruit.
Oh, okay.
And I put it in the blender with a couple of frozen bananas or blueberries, and it is It's really chocolatey.
Excellent. Oh, post that if you don't mind in
Yeah.
our group, if you can. I think people
Okay.
would love that for sure. Thanks so.
The monk fruit is 0 points.
Yeah. It's
powdered or granulated. You can use it equal amounts to sugar.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I've heard of the monk fruit before. I think you can get it at Bulk Barn here for sure.
Sorry, Saba's really trying to get our attention
This
right now.
cat is like dying for attention. It's insane. Look at him. Look at how cute he is.
Oh, they missed us.
They
We
did.
came in, they were like, meow, 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 meow. It's like someone on Facebook asked us, don't they get mad at you? Don't they ignore you? No. We walk in and you do not leave our side for like a
They'll
day.
get mad at us tomorrow or
Tomorrow
in the
they'll be
next
mad.
couple of days. They'll give us a little
Once
bit
we've
of
been here a few
attitude.
days, they'll get mad and like, oh yeah, you're staying. Okay, fine.
Yeah,
I'll
they're
walk
like-
away now. But for the first like day or two, they're like,
Pay attention. Me. Where are you? Where are you?
yeah.
So
Okay,
thanks again,
thanks
Roberta.
so much, Roberta. Okay, so next we'll go to Sandra D.
Yes,
So,
Sandra D.
Sandra D. Let me get. I guess my mouse is lost at the moment. There it is.
There you go.
Hi, Sandra D.
Hello, Miss Sandra D.
Hey guys,
How's it
I
going?
just listening. I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Hope you're doing okay. Hope everything's good at home. You're in our hearts.
I'm good. I just want to send prayers and wishes to Lynn and Judy. Judy's recovering from a pulmonary embolism, and Judy and Lynn with her husband, and
Yeah.
my thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
And my husband's from the home from the hospital. He's doing great.
That's
And the thing I was
Excellent.
going to talk to you about points is that I had a discussion with WW when I called them because I had a problem with the product, and I told them I had to calculate everything on my calculator because the scanning system doesn't always work. And they were very insulted and said that's not true. They're up and up on everything. They actually call companies and get things fixed. So I had a
Excellent.
problem, like I told you guys before, about the Greek feta
Yeah,
salad
yeah.
dressing or whatever,
Yeah.
and I said, well, I found something. So if anybody ever finds a product
Yes.
that is not correct, all you guys have to do, if I can bring it up, is call 1-800-651-6000 WW and tell them I bought this product, and tell them, because they will call the company and they will fix it on the scanner, because they want to be on the up and up, because they say they can't do it on their own.
No,
So let's
exactly.
all
That-
get together,
Yeah. That makes
because they were
sense.
really offended when I told them that the scanner system doesn't always work, because they said.
And
that
that's
it was
why
working on it.
we said in the beginning, like always, we always say use that as your first resort.
Yeah, and I
but
love that
always-
WW wants to make sure that
Yeah.
their scanner does work. And you know what? It's human. It's nature. Not everything's perfect, right? We can't be perfect. Machines aren't perfect. Programs aren't perfect. We're all humans that do these things and create these things. So there are going to be errors. I think we as humans need to realize that
Yeah.
and accept that.
But I
and-
think the fact that you're sharing the fact that there is a mistake and trying to
Exactly.
solve it instead of, and that's what they want. And
They
that's
want
exactly it. So thanks for sharing the phone number, Sandy. Thank you.
Goodbye, you guys.
Love ya.
So next we have Brenda. So Brenda.
Yay, Brenda.
Mute. Oh, I'm on mute. Okay. So, you guys have really started something new for me.
I love that.
I'm black and white. I've been black and white my whole life.
Not anymore, Brenda. There's a little rainbow in your
Yeah.
life. Just letting you know.
In my life. Wait, take a look.
Aww.
Love it.
That's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Thank you. So anyway, lots of rainbows in this room. We're through my art studio. So it's a lot of color. Anyway, so I don't know, after one of the weeks and you're talking about, how you go off when you go to your mother, and you go off when you go to your mother, and you go to a party and you have this and the chips, you bring the chips. So I started thinking about it. I changed my weigh-in day from Monday to Sunday.
Okay.
And therefore, on Sunday, I weigh myself early, and then that's my day. And if I want to have something a little bit bigger, or a little salty, I'm very bad with salty or bread products. They swell me like crazy. So it's not even so much that I'm worried about that I'll gain weight, but I'll gain weight on the scale.
Right.
I don't do that either. So so I've been doing this more gentle. I guess that's what I would call it, a more gentle program.
Well,
And I'm hoping that this change will be a change for me, because I've been up and down since I've been, I don't know, 10.
And I think
Fine.
that's the thing. I think sometimes you need to
Yeah.
change things up in
Yeah.
order to make it work.
And,
I've also
and if you deprive yourself all the time forever, you're going to resent doing this. Like
Yeah.
that's usually what happens. If you're eating salad every day for weeks and weeks and weeks, by the second month, you get to the point like, oh my god, I can't do this anymore. I say screw it. And then if you haven't learned to incorporate your previous habits into your life, you just go straight back to what you used to do, and you don't really. And so by doing
you don't really make a change.
you don't make a change. But if you actually say, I'm going to try to incorporate salads, but maybe on Sundays I'll have, my chicken pot pie, and then the next Sunday I'll have, then you're at least still having those little things that make you happy. So then after just 2 months, you're not going, oh my god, I want this, I want that. You've been having some of them along the way. And that's what's changed, and that was a huge change for us. I'm glad that that's something that kind of you're trying it out, and let us know how it works.
I will. The other thing is we have a fabulous little Italian restaurant near us. My husband and I used to go, we would eat, order a meal. I would sometimes bring some home. Not always, sometimes.
Right.
So since the pandemic, we brought in from them, I think 2 or 3 times. They send you a food that is bigger than the container, really. We eat it for 2 dinners and 2 lunches. This is what we used to do each 2 meals. This we order 1 meal.
Wow.
2 lunches and 2 dinners.
Look at the difference. And you're still getting the meal that you want. You're still getting the flavors that you want.
It's delicious.
And you're making it last longer. Like, how funny is that? It's so funny how that is something that you never thought could possibly be done before, but look at what you're doing.
It's all about those small. It's all about those small little things. Those small, and it's so funny because that little small change is a small change, but that changes something in a habit you've had always. And that little change, and that something else you change somewhere else, and that something else you change somewhere else. All those small things. And that's what we always tell people. They stack up.
They do
They
accumulate.
add up. They accumulate eventually.
They accumulate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks
Thank
so
you,
much.
guys.
Thanks for sharing, Brenda.
So I was trying something different today.
I know. I was like, all of a sudden he's changing the screens on me, and I'm like, well, who's?
I was trying something
No,
different.
I like that. I love it because then I got to see who was talking.
Yeah.
Brenda, you were like
You're like big screen
on
like,
it.
we
That's
saw
why
you.
did you see me? I went, hi, Brenda.
So next, I have Janet is next, and then it's Devin. So Janet, I had to find Janet on the screen.
We're coming to you, Boston Janet, with your fruity background.
Hi, Janet.
Oh, it's vegetables actually. It's not
Hey,
fruit.
good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Hope you had a good vacation. Real quick question. Did you try the snacks yet?
I tried the chia bars. I was okay with them. They weren't something that I would eat on a regular basis.
Okay. Did you try the WW snacks?
No, not yet. Because
No.
we're filming. We were gonna do it live.
We did it live,
We were gonna
so-
do it live.
Yeah.
We meant to do it live last Sunday, and we had them, and we never did it.
That's
Okay.
okay. Chia bars, I will admit, chia bars take a little getting used to. No big deal.
So we're tasting. So these are from the States. So for those in Canada, you guys we don't have these. So these are the chips that we're trying right now from the States. So for
Hope
those
you
of you,
guys like them.
We love the
they're sea salt.
sea salt.
Anything
Sea salt,
salty
they're
and
really
crunchy,
good.
you already
They're
won
really
me
good.
over.
Yeah. It's okay if you don't like them. I know
Love
you're
them.
live right now, so it's okay if you don't like them.
Nope. I don't think we will not have an issue eating something crunchy and salty.
Okay.
Ever. Thank you so much.
They're at least better than the chia bars.
We love our shirts though. We wore them this weekend again.
I saw you guys in the shirts and
We're on top of the mountain and Saturday wearing our Boston shirts. We're like, this is kind of in the wrong place, but it worked.
It's okay. It's just, oh my gosh, this is awesome.
Thank you so much.
Anyways, I just want to let you guys know that, yeah, the scanner isn't always correct because we have, like, I'm sure you guys have them up there as Laughing Cow cheese wedges, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Kerry Gold made a cheese wedge. Scanned it at the store, and it's scanning 2 points. And I'm like, this doesn't sound right. And I'm looking at it, it's like, I'm trying to remember the nutrients from the Laughing Cow. So I'm like, oh, you know what, screw it, 2 points. I've done worse with, like, the time I thought my Starbucks latte was 1 point, had it twice a week, and it's 5 points. Yeah, that was 10 points that I wasn't tracking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, but this is different. So I got home and I scanned it again, thinking, okay, maybe it was just the way the store was. It still said 2 points. So I went on the calculator, typed it all in. The nutrients are exactly the same as Laughing Cow, and there is 1 point for a wedge. So I took Sandra D's advice, but instead of calling the 800 number, go on Facebook and send them a message. They will respond back to you within less than 45 minutes.
That's fantastic.
And someone in the chat on Facebook said you can also go to WW Chat and Connect. So if you're in Connect and you want to just tell someone, just launch up the
go
chat.
to one of the 24-hour chats.
And just tell them in there, you can do that as well.
That's fantastic. You see, so there's many options of reaching out to them and giving
And you know
them
what, guys?
information.
It's helping all of us out. Like,
Exactly.
if I find a mistake and I tell them they fix it, say about you're gonna make stuff fall.
You're gonna make the TV fall, and we do not want these people to fall on their back.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, right?
None of that.
Right?
It is
Just
beautiful.
put him there.
Right.
Put him there. Say Bob. Come here.
No, he's gone.
He's gone.
Sorry about that, Janet. So yeah, exactly. I love the fact that there's multiple ways for us to inform the company and let them know, and that they're trying to make a change.
I'm sorry, guys. To me, it's kind of like the mask thing. You know, you're wearing a mask because you're trying to help others. Like you're trying to stop yourself. The same thing. If you see an error in a product on a thing,
Yep.
if you tell someone else, you're helping someone else somewhere else on their journey who's been counting it wrong. And that's the same thing, right?
So just to let you know, if you have the Kerrygold cheese wedges up there, they are literally 1 point.
1 point each.
And they will, WW will be changing
Fixing
they'll get in touch with Kerrygold because Hungry Girl had it as a recommendation. So usually when her recommendations, there's been a few things that have been like, ugh. But most of her recommendations have been good. And I thought on hers it was like 1 point. So it's like, why is the scanning it 2? But just to let you know, it is 1 point.
Awesome. Thank you, Janet.
Thank you,
You're
Janet.
welcome. Thank you guys. Have a good one. I'm glad you like the chips.
I love them. But I love salty and it's sea salt and it's
But
crunchy.
you know,
So
one more quick thing. What we have down here, and I will probably send you up sometime, is we have these triple chocolate mini bars.
I don't know if we've gotten those yet in Canada yet, but
You haven't got them in Canada yet, because I try and I also got in touch with WW because like Canada has different products than
Yeah.
us.
every country has different products.
Every product. So what WW said is hopefully sometime in they were trying to do it this year, but something called a pandemic hit, you know.
Oh, really? Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
Have you heard of it?
Yeah, but who knew? But they're trying to get like to actually purchase international because like my friend from England will send me some of the stuff
there's
from
a lot of
England and it's like amazing, but they're trying to
there's a lot of legalities behind it too. There's the nutrition values. There's the
French
things
and
that-
English in Canada. It has to be
the
both
fact that
languages.
all our products need to be bilingual in Canada, so there's a lot of more than what it is just product, right?
Yeah.
And there's certain ingredients that I'm sure are allowed in some countries that aren't allowed in others. Even when we filmed the commercial, a simple one, yeah, shut up. He laughed at me again because ingredients. But even when we filmed the commercial for the WW, they had to do a few takes because it was an international commercial and not all commercials in all countries can have alcohol on the table.
Some countries allow alcohol on the table.
Some don't.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Some of them allow you to actually have a drink in hand.
Some
you
don't.
can't touch the drink at
Yes,
all.
it could be there, but it can't be.
And so
yeah.
we filmed the commercial. We had to film multiple scenes with different things removed and added in based on which country
they were going to be airing the commercial for.
Yeah.
So can you imagine what food and how products are? If there's a product that's not able to be used in foods in Canada, but it is able to be used in the US.
And there are some like that.
And I'm sure there are some like
there
that.
is.
So,
So
yeah.
that's what makes a huge difference.
There's a lot of things out there that they have to watch out for. So, but thanks, Janet. Have a
Thank
great
you.
night.
Thanks, guys.
So we'll go to Devin and then we'll close up the night after. So
Yeah.
Devin. Hey, Devin.
Hi boys, how are you?
Good. How
Fantastic.
you doing?
I'm doing alright. So
Just 1 second, Devin. So Sue and Jose, we see your hands up. We will talk to you after we close the live feed. Sorry, go ahead, Devin.
That's alright. So the way I use points is that I would lay everything out on the table to plan my meal, and I will use my scanner to scan everything before I eat it. And tonight I went out to a seafood restaurant, and I still tracked and everything.
Awesome.
So what I had as my treat and all that, and I counted of it. I had a margarita, and you won't believe it, it's 13 points for a margarita.
I believe it. I believe it.
That's probably
Alcohol drinks are very high in points. That's one of the lessons we've learned. That's why we no longer drink that as much as we used to.
Mixes. The
all the
alcohol
mixes.
has barely, like the alcohol for an ounce is 4 points, 3 points. But when you're looking at fruit juices and sugars,
and everything else they put in, yeah.
Someone actually from the UK posted a skinny margarita in our group somewhere. So
yeah. But I still counted as my point, and I counted as my treat, and I just wanted to like track it and not worry about it as so much.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to count it as my treat day and all that.
Rennie said mudslides are 1,000,000 points. Yes, because that's all ice cream. That's it's basically ice cream and with alcohol in it.
That's great, Devin. No, that's the thing. Like, and that's what you learn about this journey. It's that you're gonna have moments where you're gonna have these things, and it's okay. It's okay to have those moments. I think when you have those moments, you attack yourself for, or you name call yourself, or you degrade yourself because you have those moments. I think what it does, it creates that negative loop where now you're feeding that negativity again, and then again when it happens again, you're again negative, and it just spirals out of control. And we did that so many times. Too many times. And that's why we try to tell everyone to always look at the positives of your week. Don't look at the scale all the time, because believe me, guys, struggled for years. We guys know us today as Jean-Luc and Nick, who've been able to get here. We struggled for 20 plus years.
This right? Up and down back in the day used to destroy me. I'm not destroyed right now. I know what I need to do. We all know what we need to do.
Our weigh-in trended today on Connect US and Canada, our weigh-in video, and everybody was commenting below because we both gained weight this week. What everybody said was, oh my God, you guys made me rethink my weigh-ins. You guys are so happy no matter what. And that's
why
what's
am I going to destroy myself? What is that going to do to my journey? What is destroying myself and that moment for that time? I'm better off saying I did it. I need to move on, and I need to make better choices next time. I know I can make better choices. Doesn't mean it's going to happen right away, but I know I have the power to do it.
And plus, I always take your word for it every time, because when you guys send out great tips, I always take your word of it every day.
Thank you so much, Devin. You're a sweetheart.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I love you guys.
Oh, we love you too, girl.
Thanks, Devin.
I can't believe it's already 8 o'clock.
I hope you guys got some tips about points. There's a lot of other things that we want to talk about.
I hope we made a good point about points.
Yeah, I hope we were on point
tonight. Our points were...
But on point. So one of the things that they want to mention, though, is one thing that we've always talked about is treating your points like a bank account.
Yes. And I will say this, I've said it several times. Grab your amount of points you have in a day and get pennies out. For those of you in Canada, because I'm sure you all have pennies hidden somewhere in your house. We don't have pennies at all in our stores in Canada anymore. They got rid of the penny. So
it costs more to make a penny?
It costs more to make a penny than it did to actually. So if you have pennies at home or any type of dimes, put them in a jar. Put those jars in a jar. Take 3 other jars and divide your points out in those jars and see where you want to spend your money for the day.
And we always tell people, like, you walk into a store and you're like, I want that dress, but no, for the same price, I can buy a belt and a pair of boots. And so you make that decision at the store which one you're going to buy. You can't get all 3. That's not allowed. You only have enough money for the one or the other. And you decide, I'll have the boots and the shoes. Or I'll have the dress. It's the same thing with food. When you show up to that dinner, you have to decide, am I going to have the filet mignon or am I going to have chicken and a salad because I had at lunch, I had that other heavy meal. It's the same concept. And if you think of it in that way of a bank account, it helps us.
And even Brenda had a great idea. All of us have a Monopoly game in our basement. Why don't you use Monopoly money? I'm sure we have. I don't know. I have to check. But I love that idea. Use Monopoly money.
In the Great Purge of 2019 when we moved.
But use Monopoly money. It's a fantastic... Or create yourself some WW cash.
Guys, we went from a house that had we went from a 3-bedroom house with a basement and a garage to a 2-bedroom condo. And we had to get rid of a lot of stuff when we moved last year.
I think what happens too is when you look at points as money, you might be a little bit more frugal sometimes, right? Because you want to make sure you have enough of that. You want to spend your money where you want to. Yeah. So that could help some of you. Think of it that way.
So next week's video, so on Wednesday, we have our new series. We're starting a new series called What's the Tea with Jean-Luc and Nick, but it's really What's the Tip? So when we're doing your WWE hacks, we sometimes like questions that were like, you know, more of a philosophical questions, like the why, the rules we live by, things that are more thoughts invoking. So that's why we created What's the Tip. So the first video is actually with my mom. We are talking about finding your why. So we're actually going to walk you through an exercise of what we think most people should do to try to really dig deep and find your why, because we really believe that that's the main key that allowed us to be successful this time.
Our why keeps us going to this
Our why
day.
keeps us going to this day. And so if you can find that why to keep you going, we're hoping that this video will help you maybe look and search for that. So that comes out
And one
Wednesday.
of our whys, and we'll say it was to be able to go on that hike this weekend, because we would never be able to do that before.
To do a 4-kilometer hike, like, first of all, there was rocks I had to climb that was like I was like, thank you, body stat.
I fall and break things, and I was like, if I break something, this is done. But it was so much fun.
It was so much fun.
So much fun. I actually wish I had hiking shoes, so I felt a little bit more confident.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun.
This next Saturday, we will have our favorite things.
Cracker Barrel cheese.
Yes, one of our new cheese finds that we
It's
love.
a jalapeno cheese string, which
Yes.
is awesome, which we never found before.
Now we don't know if it's in the States.
We don't know if it's in the
in
States,
Canada.
But
so
it's the only Cracker Barrel cheese string that
we
is
have.
2 points.
Yes, it's 2 points.
It's not 3, because all the other Cracker Barrel are 3 points. This one
And
is
it's
2
spicy,
points, and it has
and we
jalapenos in
love
it.
it.
Mm, yeah,
Delicious.
it's delish.
And then next week's word of the week is comfort.
Comfort.
And so there's more than one, and we always
Comfort,
throw the word out and we give you guys like
comfortable.
little tidbits. So you know, we always feel we get comfortable with our journeys, comfortable with what we're doing.
But sometimes we need to get uncomfortable.
Exactly. So next week's topic will be about comfort and how we get stagnant and how we sometimes don't like change. And so that word next week is going to be all talking about, because WW and taking this journey on is about change. If you think you're going to join this journey and be able to do the exact same thing once you're all gone through it, I have a little message for you. It's called 2021, where you'll join again, because that's what happened to us all the time. We joined back every
I
single year.
honestly think we decided to stop saying that. We finally realized that we can't do it without that. We can't do it without the community. Like, we know that this community is what leads us to our road of success. It makes us keep going. It makes us feel that we can continue this, because we know that we're not alone out there.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times, you know, it's that big old question: Are you gonna quit? Are you gonna quit WW once you hit goal? And my answer to that is no, never. I know I won't. WW will be part of my life forever.
Yeah.
It is
and,
forever.
And that's the thing, because we know that the habits we've learned, our lives, our eating habits, the way we eat today is night and day compared to what we used to eat before.
Yep.
We still sometimes revert back to those old habits, but what we eat in terms of, you know, the way our meals are made and all of that stuff, it's very different. We don't eat the same way. It's just, that's the way it is now. And I'm seeing people laugh in the chat, and I'm wondering what they're talking about. So I'll have to find out after, because I see Rosie and Ellen laughing hysterically right now, and I want to know.
Are they laughing at me?
Maybe at him.
I don't know. No.
Okay, so this week we're visiting virtual workshops again.
We're back.
We're back. So
on Tuesday we're in Nanaimo, BC.
On Saturday we're in Hampton, Virginia, Chateauguay, Quebec, Staten Island, Richmond, New York, San Ramon, California, Saskatchewan,
and then on Sunday we're in Hamilton,
Santa Monica, California.
Sorry, I missed that one. And then on Sunday we're in Hamilton, Ontario, Huntington, New York, Surrey, BC, and Valencia, California.
So we still have a lot.
I don't know why I said that with like Count Dracula's voice. I have no clue where that came out of, but.
So we are. You'll notice there's not as many weeknight visits. So we still have a very large backlog, especially Tuesdays and Wednesdays. We will try to get through them, and please keep requesting us. Like we are loving visiting.
Yeah.
And we're not planning to stop anytime soon. Like we really realized even this week that we missed it.
We missed it. We definitely missed the workshop.
We're jonesing.
Yeah.
Where's my fix?
One thing I want to say too. I want to give a shout out.
What was the topic this week?
I don't know. What was
the topic this
week?
week?
We'll talk about it in the Zoom once we're done. You guys will give us our workshop this week, okay, everybody? Because we didn't go to a workshop, so we have no clue what you guys are talking about. I want to give a shout out to Antonetta right now and Abadi. I am so proud of her.
So for those who don't know, Antonetta, so Abadi, ABOTTI, it's an exercise class. So Abadi used to be an in-person class. It's a low-impact activity class that used to be done in person. Then when the pandemic happened, Antonetta started offering it on Facebook free for everyone for almost 6 months now.
Oh my goodness, yeah. She's been doing it on her own time. Yeah. Well, not on her own time. Well, yeah, her own time, but free. But I think it's been fantastic that she's finally been able to say, you know what? I love all of you, but we are a community. This is her livelihood. This is her life,
job.
and she's now created a place where she's offering paid classes in person in Stouffville and virtual. So you know what? It's awesome. We're looking at possibly buying a subscription ourselves. We're not sure exactly which one yet, but
so
we
who
want to
knows?
figure
We
it
might
out.
pop into
We
your
might
class
pop into
someday.
a class from time to time. So
We've done it before.
Yep. We don't want to ever. We love Antonetta. We love what she speaks about, and we love that activity. That activity is just a fun activity of walking with a bunch of fun people.
Yeah. So other reminders, you can join our Facebook group, WGA's Friends, Fans, and Family. That's where we release most of our hidden content.
Yep.
We're going to be posting the video from our drive on Friday,
Yes.
Thursday, with all the rain.
You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and TikTok.
You can follow us on Canada Connect at WGA's-JLUC or WGA's-NICK. We got to change the names!
The name changes. I think everybody is very pleased about the fact that we can finally change our
I know
names
Jana
on
was
Connect.
happy. I remember Jana was saying she was
I know
happy.
Jana was
and Rose
happy.
was happy.
Rose was happy. There's a lot of
Yeah.
people happy because they
Yeah.
wanted to match their Connect names to their Instagram handles.
Well, my name was when I first joined in 2011, and I called myself Nikki Poo 999. I don't think that really applies anymore. Like, that was like 10 years ago. I needed
What's
to change
that?
the name.
Did you want put in the the Antonetta?
If someone can get the link for a
The
body.
link for is that what you were looking for? The link for a body, Roberta? Just let us know. Yeah.
All our links. Yes.
All our links. Yes.
I can post that
We'll
after.
post
yes.
that in the chat for
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, we'll post that right after. And then you can also
Find our website, www.gaze.com.
Our P.O. Box is P.O. Box 91152, Bayview Village, Willowdale, Ontario, M2K2Y6. And our email is www.gays@gmail.com. Thank you for joining us tonight. We will see you next week where we talk about comfort. And are you going to say something?
No, I was just
gonna
I was mouthing everything you were saying because it was fun.
Are you lip syncing me?
Yes, I am.
Now
lip sync for your life.
I am.
We have not watched RuPaul's Drag Race
No.
Canada yet. We have
But
not
we
watched
know
Drag
who
Race,
won,
but
though.
we know who won.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go watch that after.
Yeah, that's our.
So that's our evening.
Yeah, we found out who won because the internet told us, and yes, so now we're just
Womp
gonna
womp.
womp.
Yeah.
Like, not womp womp. Who
Yeah,
won.
you called it, Rosie. We know you called it. We kind of had a feeling it was.
Yeah, we
gonna be
already
her,
called it too. So.
So.
Okay, so thanks so much, YouTube and
Bye
Facebook.
YouTube. Bye Facebook.
Zoom, you guys can stay on.
Stick around, Zoomers.
Bye bye. I always talk corner X.
Oh, I never see the X on that one. There we go.
Yes, and then share.